Okay, so last section here, there's a couple problems where I just wanted to get into the use of uh, exponential functions in an application. There are a bunch of things. There's another section that we could have gone into. I chose to skip it, where we talk about population and radioactive decay. Again, those are examples where you see exponents use exponential values used in a function. But in this case, I just kept it at compound interest, and that's all we're going to look at. So up above here, I've given you the formulas that you're going to be utilizing, okay? And um, there are two ways that this thing's being represented. The compound interest can be done over a certain amount of time, over certain periods over which it's compounded, or it could be compounded continuously. Okay, different banks do it different ways, depending upon how many times you want your money reinvested, and the interest calculated in just depends upon on the bank that you use. So we'll talk about the different components of that here as we set up a couple of these. So everything is there. All we're going to do is plug into the formula. So what am I looking for? Am I trying to find an amount, which is my interest and plus my original investment, or am I trying to go backwards and find out if this is the amount, then how much did I start with? Okay, so that's the two things you're being asked to do on these. And like I said, the test questions, there's only going to be two or three of them. So let's see what happens here. On number two, I didn't give you a whole lot of room, so I'm going to do this on another piece of paper right below it. Okay. Number two says I got $700 I'm going to invest at 6% compounded daily after a period of 2 years. How much will there be in the account? What will be the amount? So, amount equals principal times 1 plus the rate over the number of times it's compounded in a year raised to the number of times the number of years. Okay, so I'm going to fill in a 700 here. The rate you need to fill in as a decimal. 6% as a decimal is 0.06. Okay, compounded daily, which means in 1 year's time, it's going to be compounded 365 times. And I'm going to raise that to 365 times 2 years. Okay? Now, all you've got to do now is take your calculator and type all that in. And I would do so using the parentheses just like I have them. 700 parenthesis 1 plus, I'm going to put the fraction in parentheses, 0.06 divided by 365, parenthesis, raise that to, and parentheses, I'm going to put 365 times 2. Now, unless you tell it differently, it's going to do some of that and like that anyway, so that's not a big deal. But when I do that, I get $789.24. Okay, there's some zeros and other numbers there, but I'm going to round my answer to dollars and cents. Okay, so after 2 years, you're going to basically make, the bank's going to pay you $90 for keeping it there. So if you don't have anything to do with that $700, then it might be a good place to put it. Okay, just forget about it. Okay, now the other number three. So number one is just like that one. Okay, remember if it's compounded monthly, that means it's going to do it 12 times in the course of a year. Okay, compounded continuously uses base E. Okay, so let's go down to we're going to go backwards. On number 5, I want to end up with $800 after 2.5 years at 8% compounded continuously. So I'm trying to find out what P is this time. Okay, so the formula says P equals A times E to the negative RT power. So I'm going to plug in 800 and E negative, and in parentheses, I'm going to put 0.08. Okay, got to put in R as a decimal times 2.5. And again, it's just a matter of typing that in. Okay, so according to this, I would need $654.98 basically for that to happen. Okay, so which, as compared to the other problem, that seems about right. Okay, so once you know what to put in and where to put it using whatever formula, okay, again, it just becomes a calculator exercise. The formulas are there. After you do these problems here, again, you'll have those formulas right there with you. The problems on the test are just like them. Okay. Be careful on number 4 when it says quarterly. That means 4 times a year is your end value. But other than that, with that explanation, I think you'll see that these are not very difficult questions. It's a good way to just manipulate the formula and get some answers. So again, finish those up on the test at any point here. Okay, even on the test, if you have some hesitation, what they're asking you to do, email me with the question number. I'll write up a response. I'll send some stuff back to you. Again, don't be afraid to ask. Okay, you virtually have a minimum of 2 weeks to finish all of this stuff. And then into that next week, we're going to be doing all check-in, and seniors are going to be finishing up there early in the week to do all your check-in. So the goal is 2 weeks from today, which is Friday the 24th. Okay, but if you need to go into that next week, okay, I'm not sure what Colby's deadline is, but like I said, I'm here, I'm available. Just holler. Just tell me what you need, and then we'll make it happen. Okay. Thanks and good luck, guys.